will Hollywood ever grow out of its identity politics, forcing its political views placed into its art forms? And unfortunately, I think it's going to get worse. Because I was thinking that, everything that comes out, every time they gender swap something, every time they add sexuality to something, I think it gets more pushback than it gets praise. The W-O-K-E, they hate that word. That word they took from black people, and then the white people took that word. They are patting themselves on the back with it, and then it got used against them. Now that word is a slur to them. So, with this coming election, I think Ronnie D is going to win, my governor. And I don't really care who wins. I really don't. But I do think that the Republicans are on a warpath to make a Christian, they want to make a church camp around the country. And I think because of that, identity politics are going to waver back up. They were going down, they're subsiding, they're waning. But now I think it's going to get amped up because they are all responding to this idea that everything is inherently racist, everything's inherently sexist and transphobic and blah, blah, blah. And that's how you get this crazy leftist ideological viewpoints that are insane. How men can get pregnant. But now it's going to get worse, I think, because it is always corresponding with whatever the right's doing, just like the right's always corresponding with whatever the left is doing. They're both just grifting off each other. Both ideologies had just become do the opposite of what the other person does. Say the opposite. There's no agreeing on anything. It's just if they said something, we think the opposite. So with that, Hollywood's going to respond in kind as they always do, and I think it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And you see these subtle things going on you see like Jack Reacher and Chris Pratt's new show. All these very unwoke things. Top Gun Maverick, very patriotic and American. So I think every now and then we're gonna get these things, and these things are gonna stand out more. It's like offensive comedy like Dave Chappelle and Anthony Jeselnik and Ricky Gervais. It starts to stand out more, and people start to like it more because the majority of the country is more and more centrist and apolitical, and these two little warring factions are more radicalizing. But they're losing their populace because of that. And the majority in the middle who don't want anything to do with that are going to start gravitating towards the things that aren't feeling like they're politically motivated. And everything coming out of Hollywood is going to be on this side of the fence. Or this side for you, depending on the camera. Anyway, so I don't think it's going to go away. I think it will get worse. But what do you think? Comment in the comment section down below.